Okay, so to start the lesson, we're going to be talking about the main parts of the saxophone.
Okay.
So this is where we start off. This is called the neck strap.
Okay.
You always want to keep it on as a security guard because the saxophone, very heavy, very dangerous instrument if you drop it. It's got many different little buttons, many wires that if you just hit it once, it can ruin the whole thing and cost a lot of money to fix.
Okay.
So you just put that on around your neck. Perfect. And it has similar to like just a regular like backpack kind of strap. You can adjust it how you want as to how tight you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the body. You want to pick it up by the bell and hold it gently so you can kind of get a feel for it.
Oh, it's heavy.
Yeah, it's a lot heavier than what you think.
Wow. Okay.
Perfect. So inside it right now is like a cleaner thing.
Okay.
So you can just pull it right out. You want to keep your hand on the bell, not on the buttons, just so you don't accidentally knock something. Perfect. I know, it goes forever. And you want to put it back in the case.
Okay.
And then the very first thing you want to do once you're holding your saxophone is clip your neck strap onto the saxophone. So on the back is a little clip holder there, and you just want to clip it right on. Perfect. So you got that safety guard on you now, but still doesn't mean you can't hold on to it.
Okay.
Perfect. So the next area, this is the top, so it goes right on the neck of the instrument. Perfect, yeah, you got it right on. So it goes right on the top. You want to twist it slightly. You don't want to just push it in just in case anything hits or, yeah. So then this part needs to be lined up with this little knob as it activates the octave key, which we'll get in later. But if you have it, so if you're holding the saxophone, you want to make sure that the mouthpiece area is going to be lined up right with you. Alrighty, and this is called the mouthpiece.
Does it go here?
It can go, yeah, it can go
Okay.
either in front of you or on the side of you.
Okay.
Side saddle or right in front. It's just whatever's comfier for you.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the mouthpiece. There's a bunch of different types of mouthpieces that a saxophone can have. I have 2 examples of them. This one's the more standard size we've been using in class. So it's more easier for a beginner to go on because it's smaller and easier to maintain.
Okay.
Yeah, so it goes right onto the saxophone. So similar to how you put the top into the neck, you want to turn it gently, but you still need a lot of force to get on that cork. So similar to any other instrument, when you're putting on your mouthpiece, that's where the tuning can kind of go into play. So if you push it more into the instrument, that's how you get a sharper tone. Pull it out, it gets flatter. Perfect. And then these are the screws that'll hold your reed in place once we get it on there. And you can see this is smaller side, bigger side, goes right on.
Oh my god.
Sorry, like that.
Okay.
All right, so I have a reed for you all set up already. Can you just grab it? And we're using 2.5 reeds today. Reeds, they go in a bunch of different sizes from 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, up to a 4, I believe. The only difference with them is that it's the thickness, measured the thickness.
Okay.
The smaller the reed, the easier to use. However, it depends on the notes and the registers as well. If you have a thicker reed, then your lower notes are going to be easier. Thinner reed, your higher notes will be easier. 2.5's right in the middle, so it's easier for beginners. So you have more of a mixed range to adapt to all those different tones. So get the reed first. We need to get it into our mouths, get it all covered in spit and lovely. Because the way the reed works, it needs to be wet in order to vibrate properly. So I'm just going to close this and get it out of the way. Yeah, so it needs to be covered in spit, getting ready to vibrate, because it's not like any other, like a woodwind flute by chance. It's like you're not blowing over it, you're blowing into it, creating the vibrations. So once you have it ready to go, you're going to want to put it on a mouthpiece. So to do that, you take off the silver screws, it slides right off, and you want to line up the reed along the top of the mouthpiece. So first we got to flip it over. So yeah, the flat.
Does it go in there?
No.
Okay.
It goes on the outside. Okay. So you can kind of see how there's a gap between the mouthpiece and the reed.
Okay.
You want there to be the smallest little bit of black just above the break.
Okay.
So as you can, yeah, you have it just a little bit too low, so you want to push it up just a little bit more. It'll be very finicky. And even once you try to put the screws on it, it's going to get finicky again. So it's just a matter of finding that perfect balance.
Okay.
Perfect. So now you want to slide the screws on the way that I showed you. Perfect. Awesome. And then tighten those screws up. Yeah, it takes lots of practice. I just want to see. It's not quite far enough down, but you're very close. Sorry, I just can't see properly. Perfect.
Okay.
Lovely. All right, now to play the saxophone is very different than any other instrument where your lips aren't going out to make a noise, but they're going in.
Okay.
Exactly, perfect. So you want your lower lip to go in, creating a cushion space for the reed to vibrate on.
Okay.
So try to make some noises. It's okay, just keep going. It takes a lot more air than what you would think it would. There we go.
Okay.
Kind of get the sensation of it? It's
Yeah,
very
I get
different.
It now.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple long tone exercises.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with just a regular fingering. So you play the flute, so you know similar fingerings to
Not well.
what this would be. Okay, so this one will go there, there, and there. And then don't worry about your pinky or any other fingers for right now. Actually, no, sorry. I'm very wrong. This hand's down here, and then this hand's going to go up here.
Okay.
There, there, and there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Kind of feels similar, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to hold this note, this one, and this one. Leave these ones up for
All
now.
together, hold them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an F.
Okay.
So,
Try to play it?
yeah, try to play it. Awesome. No, it's good. So the concept of a long tone exercise is that we're going to want to try to start off with a piano dynamic and build our way to a forte dynamic and then build our way back down.
Okay.
In order to do that, you're going to get a breathy tone to start. That's what we're wanting.
Okay.
So you don't want to do like a big honking sound to start. That's not the goal. You want to start, if you hear air for 5 minutes, that's perfectly fine. That means you're on the right track.
Okay.
Keep going.
I'm out of breath.
No, it's okay. No, that's perfect to start. So try it again, and this time try to even more connect with your diaphragm muscle. Get enough air that you're going to support that sound because those loud notes are going to come right out. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
So we want to make sure that our thumb is sticking on this black resting spot.
Okay.
If we hit this key here, that's going to create some different issues that we'll get into a little bit later. So just keep it on the black resting spot. That's okay, you're getting there. Nice.
Okay.
I know, it takes a lot more air than what you're used to. And you have your thumb.
On this black thing.
And then this thumb's going to go on this little resting thing over here. Down here.
Here, okay.
Yeah. Makes it a little bit more
Sorry,
comfortable.
is the first one or both?
We're just doing an F for right now, so just the first one.
Okay.
So yeah, let's try it one more time. Making sure
It sounded a lot.
Okay. Perfect. So did you hear that one little bit where it was like nice and low on the F, and then it kind of went up a little bit and then came back down? Do you know why that might be?
Like the speed of the air.
Exactly. So it's very similar to other instruments where if you add a little bit too much air, you might get a different note happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very finicky in the way that you need to control your breath, but you also need to put so much breath into it.
Yeah, that's hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Should I try again?
Yeah, try again. Let's try a different note this time.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure our fingers are on the right keys here. This one's going to be up there.
That might be
And actually, let's try a G. So we're not going to push any of these ones down, but all of these ones are going to be down.
Oh, I'm already doing that.
Yeah, perfect. Nice. Really good. Okay, try one more time, and this time aim for that really breathy tone and see if you can just sneak the sound in. Okay. See. Let me just double check your read really quick. That's good. All right, let's try it one more time. You want to make sure that on your bottom lip there's lots of cushion for the reed to vibrate.
Oh my gosh.
No, you're getting there.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Let's try fixing the mouth a little bit. That's okay, yeah. So this time, let's try, when you put your lip in a little bit, don't put it in as much.
Okay.
Because we want that reed to kind of set right on the soft spot there, so that it has that extra area to flow. Yeah, that's a lot better. So yeah, the sound's coming a little bit more out that way. Nope, that's okay. Let's just see if you're pushing any other buttons.
I'm not.
Okay. Let's go back to the F.
Okay. Is that it?
Yep, perfect. No, it's good. There you go. There's the tone we're looking for.
Is that high? That's like an octave higher.
No, you just went to the G because you weren't pushing this button down.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to play the G. Sorry.
No, that's okay. But yeah, it is the octave higher.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Let's try a different octave, just so that we get a sense of what the octave key does.
Okay.
So all of your fingers are fingering is pretty much the same, except now we're adding that octave key. So let's try a D. So that's gonna have all of your fingers down, and we're adding that octave key on the back. Perfect.
Now.
So it's gonna have a very different feeling when you're playing it as well. It's gonna feel like the air is going much more smoothly through the instrument because all of those.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, perfect. It's definitely more known that for beginners, the higher octave is easier to play.
Yeah.
Just because.
Easier.
Exactly, because with the lower notes, all of that air is going down and being played through the bigger area, which is the bell.
Right.
When you're playing a higher note, you're allowing some of the air to be released at the top with that octave key, and then it's not as much to be pushed through the whole instrument.
Okay.
So let's try another higher note. Let's try the F again. Yep, perfect. Perfect. This time, your tone is beautiful, but we want to really try getting that breathy air sound coming through and having a really, really quiet dynamic. As quiet as you can make it and then grow through. Back off. Perfect.
Sorry, I keep
that was
running out of
awesome.
breath.
No, that was really, really good. That's your best one so far.
Okay.
All right, let's try another note. Pick a note.
Can I do this one? Or can I do, I'll do this.
G, perfect. No, that's okay. Just making sure all the buttons are down. You want to make sure that you're not resting your hand on any of those.
I am.
Because those ones are going to cause extra notes as well.
What do I do with this? Guys?
You keep it on the buttons, you just don't push them down. Yes! That was so good! So that was our problem before, is that you're probably just pushing a button over there.
I was.
Which causes different sharps and flat notes. But yeah, it's really, really good.
Okay.
Alright, so that's how we do long tones. Now we're going to try to put the instrument away.
Okay.
So we want to go backwards, step by step, is how we've done this before. So we started with...
Backwards, so then we do this part first.
Exactly,
Yeah.
take the mouthpiece off first. Perfect, so then you put your reed back in your reed case. Perfect. And then you'd slowly...
Mouthpiece is separate, right? Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. And then these go together in the case, just so that we keep them together. Perfect. And then that goes into the front here. Perfect. Awesome. And the cleaner goes back in so that we get all of that extra moisture out.
But it stays in when you put it away?
It stays in. Most, some instruments don't have one of those. It just depends on how or what you prefer to use. Some of them have a cloth. It all depends on what they need to use. Yep, and then that goes right back into the instrument case. Perfect. And then finally, the last step that I always forget. Perfect. And then we always want to make sure that our case is fully zipped before we take it out so that nothing falls. Make sure that everything's fitting into the case properly and that nothing's tumbling around. Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah. Perfect. And that's your first lesson.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.